You call it silence. But silence is a sentence. One more lethal than words ever could be. You think you're fine because the noise stopped. You're not fine. You've just been exiled from relevance. No closure, no confrontation, just vacuum. Your existence downgraded to background radiation. They didn't yell, didn't accuse. They withdrew, and you mistook withdrawal for peace. It wasn't peace. It was psychological warfare with a velvet blade. You were disarmed, not because they overpowered you, but because they made you invisible. Now you're screaming into a void that doesn't echo back. Ask yourself, did you deserve it? Or were you targeted? Were you punished? Or erased? It's not passive. It's surgical. The silent treatment is a scalpel to your self-image. Jung called it shadow exposure. Machiavelli called it domination through absence. Lacan would say, your reflection vanished. The mirror stopped mirroring. The other refused to confirm your eye. Every second of silence amplifies the guilt you never admitted. Every pause replays the sentence you never answered. They don't need to speak, because you're doing their punishment for them. Internally, endlessly, they control time. They control validation. You wait. They don't. You spiral. They sleep. Your dignity becomes transactional. You search your memory like an addict. What did I say? What did I miss? Was it the way I asked for space? Was it the truth I voiced? Was it the weakness I showed? You dissect yourself for clues they'll never confirm. It's worse than rejection. It's deletion. And here's the grotesque truth. Sometimes you deserve it. Sometimes you cross a line. Sometimes you inflicted wounds words can't reach. And now they master the art of unbeing you. But sometimes it's not justice. It's a tactic. They silence you to rewrite the story without resistance. They paint you as unstable, overly reactive. So when you finally speak, you look guilty just for caring. You begin to apologize for your very biology, for wanting clarity, for needing reciprocity. You shrink, and they ascend. You beg, and they watch. Silent treatment is psychological leverage. It's power redistribution disguised as quiet. It is the most Machiavellian tool of all, because it demands no energy, just absence, calculated, weaponized, cold. Nietzsche said, be careful when you fight monsters, because you become the void staring back. Well, here it is. You've stared too long. Now you're no longer sure if you're the victim, or the manipulator who got outplayed. Still think silence is harmless. Still think they're just hurt. Still think space heals. Space doesn't heal when it's asymmetrical, when one builds a fortress, and the other is left bleeding at the gate. You're afraid to speak now, not because you're mute, but because you've been trained. Trained to tiptoe through emotional landmines. Trained to doubt your own tone. Trained to seek permission for self-expression. It's not maturity. It's not boundaries. It's emotional coercion camouflaged as self-care. And if you still think you're in control, you're not. You're performing for access. That pause you're giving, that text you're holding back, that quiet endurance you're proud of, it's not strength, it's surrender. Silent treatment rewires your nervous system. You become hypervigilant to approval cues. You scan every silence like it holds a code. You wait for their algorithm to let you back in. And when they finally break silence, you treat it like a divine intervention. But don't mistake the signal for salvation. They didn't come back because they missed you. They came back because your silence proved your submission. You validated their dominance by staying available, by never confronting the game. You want resolution, but you're afraid of confrontation. So you romanticize their silence. You call it emotional depth, mystery, healing. You're lying to yourself because the truth hurts more than the absence. They see your confusion, your fragility, your hunger for connection, and they feed it by withholding, by vanishing, by returning just enough to keep you dependent. This isn't love. It's psychological hostage-taking. And you are the one tightening your own ropes. Every time you seek their return without demanding accountability, you become complicit. You reward their absence with loyalty. You turn your own psyche into their playground. So choose. Do you keep shrinking for someone who weaponizes quiet? Or do you reclaim your voice without waiting for permission? You don't need a response to validate your truth. You don't need their words to prove your worth. You don't need their algorithm to restore your identity. You're not a side character in their silence. You're the author of your exit. Burn the bridge they refuse to walk. Speak what they refuse to hear. Name what they keep vague. Shatter the silence before it calcifies into identity erosion. No more waiting. No more decoding. No more intellectualizing their cruelty. Silence is not elegant. It's brutal. It's tactical. It's Machiavellian. And unless you confront it, you become the echo chamber of their power. So don't whisper. Don't wait. Don't hope. Speak, even if no one answers. Speak, so you remember what power feels like. Because the loudest revolution is reclaiming your voice from the silence that sought to own it.